of the NBA.
Up next, welcome everyone. Thanks for
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Griffin is out there with Durant. Then there's Harris. Then there's Irving. And it's Harden in at the 1. And for the Clippers, they've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Ibaka in at the 5. Now here is Ibaka. Terrific, talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
With his great length and skill, Paul George has no trouble getting points in the paint.
Harden against Beverley. It's Harden with the drive. Out to Harris. Shot clock at 3.
High percentage look for him. But bottom line, they're not all going to go down.
Beverley wide open. No good with the triple.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Blake is like having another guard on the floor, getting down and sprinting and beating everybody down the court.
And George, here we go. And it's George finishing it off.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
Here is Harden after the basket by Los Angeles. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Superb at finishing through contact. Harden is just so elusive and creative on those strong drives.
George passes to Morris. Uncovered. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Irving passes to KD. It's stolen by Morris. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Oh, wow!
Letting it all hang out when George takes flight. Just enjoy the show.
Harden kicks to Irving. Back to Harden. Outside Irving. Pass to Harris. Takes the 3. It's hauled in by George. Clippers leading by 4. Leonard inside. KD's on him. Morris with the bucket.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
And while his ability to score gets so much attention, Harden demonstrating why he's also regarded as an elite-level passer.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Here's Ibaka, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And as he gets deeper into his career, Serge Ibaka's shooting continues to improve. What a great job he's done of changing how he scores.
It's very impressive because a late bloomer Serge Ibaka has been on the offensive end. Let's look at last season, his highest points per game average, and he's in his 11th NBA season. And still has great efficiency on the offensive end, but sometimes he's overlooked as a scorer on this team.
Irving's shot is good.
For a guy who is 6'3", Kyrie shows us he has great confidence playing inside.
There's There's 49 seconds left here in the first quarter. Outside Jackson. Passes it to Zubats. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Zubats. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. A deep three from Irving. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2. Jackson down low. He kicks to Ibaka. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
And from that mid-range area, Serge gotten pretty reliable.
Irving from long range sinks the three-pointer. Irving's got 5 points so far. Here's Jackson, and that does it for the first quarter. Clippers lead by 5, and we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
They've got Jackson. Ibaka is out there with Ivica Zubats. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man and it's small forward. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. And the Clippers have possession after the basket by Brooklyn. Zubats the pass to Jackson. Here's man. There's the pass to Kennard. Shot clock at 5. Jacks up a 3. The shot misses. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Green dishes to Jordan. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And they're pushing it up. That's a 2 from Kennard. Rebound, Brooklyn. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. And he's going up for the alley-oop. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Now, here's Kennard. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively. And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's Jackson. After the basket by Brooklyn. Ibaka outside. Los Angeles with another miss. The Nets have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. Claxton with the bucket. And now it's a 3-point Brooklyn lead.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
That is a powerful point guard right there. Reggie converting against very tight defense.
To the inside. Kicks to Brown. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. It's stolen by Ibaka. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's man. The rebound by Jeff Green. And so Green will bring it up for Brooklyn. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Pass to Brown. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
The rebound by the Nets.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Claxton's got the lead up to 4 now for Brooklyn.
Challenging the defense at the rim, something he does very well. Excellent tip in.
Harden against George. And George right to stuff.
And with those long strides, it takes Paul George no time to get to the rim.
Harden against Beverly. Feeds to Griffin. Stolen by Beverly. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Morris with the ball. It's George on the wing. Here's Zubats, and it's all evened up. Zubats has got his second basket.
Allowing any room to operate, you know he's going to be aggressive.
It's Durant on the wing. .46 seconds left to play in the first half. 5 to shoot. Here's Harden, and the rejection by Leonard.
Yeah, that shot gets jacked. Great anticipation by the claw.
And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile one block.
Every basket's a big one in a tight game, and he is not about to give up an easy look.
Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for the Clippers. And then for Brooklyn, Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin. Irving comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And Dinwiddie subbed in for James Harden. Shots good by Ibaka.
Ibaka, known for his rebounding and shot blocking, he's added to his game.
Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
But you know, this is where your patience is tested. If you shoot too quickly, you give your opponent a chance to close out the quarter.
And the foul call on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. Five seconds left in the first half.
One of the best defenders in the NBA, Paul George, displays strong timing and discipline.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into two.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. At one stretch in the opening period. Thanks for joining.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Paul George really making a difference here.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Durant, Harden out there with Irving. Then there's Griffin, and it's Harris in at the 3. George passes to Leonard. Nails the baby hook. Leonard's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Clippers. Brooklyn trailing. Harden outside. Leonard against KD. And the shot goes down.
That's easy money for KD. He's always had great touch from the mid-range.
George finds Leonard. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard's still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Irving can't hit.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
And that one, good.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Irving against George. In the corner, it's Harris. Pass to Harden. Griffin trying to get open. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Mann's checked in, and it's Luke Kennard in for George. And then for Brooklyn, Jeff Green is checked in for Durant, and it's Bruce Brown in for Joe Harris.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
That gives them the lead. Griffin's got 6 points.
Great pass to set your man up with a high percentage look.
Passes it to Mann. He feeds it to Ibaka. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Clippers lead by 1.
3 out of 4 coming out of the half, showing good execution on the offensive end.
Outside for Griffin. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Irving passes to Griffin. 5 on the clock. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. He's got 8.
With a smile on Blake's face, looks like he enjoys having contact before he shoots.
Jackson down low, guarded by Harden. Yep, that one goes. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end.
Harden, no good. For Los Angeles, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. Jackson kicks to Ibaka. 1:49 left to play in the third. He doesn't hit that one. Brooklyn's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Oh, the lob to Irving. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
This is what we talk about, valuing each possession, avoiding those kinds of mistakes.
Andrew Beverly, he's checked in for Jackson. And then for Brooklyn, DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Griffin. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Irving. And Dinwiddie subbed in for James Harden. Here's Mann. He dishes it to Ibaka. And that'll be 2 free throws. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
At the line for your Clippers, Serge Ibaka.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Oh, from the Republic of Congo, Serge Ibaka to Kembe Mutombo and Bismack Biyombo. A lot of big man talent because he knows he makes a living at the line. He invites contact and sometimes even initiates it.
Dinwiddie outside. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
To the left wing. Back to Beverly. Inside. And stolen by Jordan. And here comes Brown. Leading the fast break. Over Kennard. And no good. But close in that one, so he'll shoot 2.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The first one falls. Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. And Brown drops them both. There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. From deep, George. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Nets have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field.
And DeAndre is one of the best in the business in that situation. You let him sneak in behind you, and you're going to pay.
And George, here we go. And it's blocked by Brown, and he's able to get it back. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from George. And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Nets. To the middle. He gets it up. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Brooklyn ahead, leading by just 1. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
Whatever the offense requires, that has to be your mindset. Always thinking team first.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So for the Clippers right now, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Ibaka in at the center. The Nets with the lead. And here's Harden. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Durant against Leonard. Outside Irving. Harris passes to Irving. Just 5 on the clock. And a deep 3 from Harden.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
And again, the turnover by the Clippers.
You want unselfishness, but you also need to keep it under control.
Nets shooting about 59% from the floor offensively. They've been running without a hitch. Stolen by Beverley. And here we go. Beverley heading to the hoop. And the basket is good. Beverley's got his first points of the game.
Always applying the pressure. Beverley loves to attack you defensively and in transition.
KD passes to Griffin. Serge Ibaka with the rebound. Ibaka's got 4 rebounds in this game. George. They throw good. Paul George.
The rare guy who can do everything at both ends. Paul George gives you a chance to win every night.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
From deep, Harden. And the Nets miss again.
What I like, he hasn't stopped competing despite the off night.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. Beverley's got 5 points in the quarter.
Even though he's more the size of a point guard, Patrick Beverley's better off ball than initiating.
And Harden wide open. He shoots. Drills the three-pointer.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
How often do we see this these days? Clubs answering each other from range.
And that one drops for him.
I love the patience Beverley has developed with the ball in his hands. Terrific find.
Beverley against Harden. From outside the arc. The putback and staying with the play, Harris.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. The pass to Leonard. The shot, no good. Nice D from Griffin. And even 3-on-3 break. Harden surveying the D. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Griffin.
That's a big bucket for Blake. Teammates have to love that shot.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Beverly against Irving. Ibaka, wide open, he finds. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. In transition, here come the Nets. Stolen by George. One-on-one fast break. And Ibaka kicks to Morris. Some solid defense from Harris. Brooklyn's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Kicks it out to Harden. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Dishes to Griffin. Just 4 to shoot. To take the lead. Harden's shot is off. The Clippers in the lead. Over in the corner, Beverly. Yep, that one goes in there.
Patrick Beverly plays with a scorer's mentality. Takes the opportunity to step up.
There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
This is why we all watch. The NBA is about these moments.
Out to Morris. Ibaka for 3. That shot misses. The Nets go the other way with it. Outside, Irving.
Good! Saving a little something from when it really counts. Kyrie dropping daggers down the stretch.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's George. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
On the wing, Irving. With the teardrop, and it's blocked by Ibaka. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. And we'll return shortly. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ballgame. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime.
Here we go.
Tip-off goes to the Clippers. And away we go here with post-regulation basketball. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Durant. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Jordan in at the 5 down low. George dishes to Ibaka. Tips it. And George able to finish.
You know, offensive rebound is largely about hustle. Paul George plays with great energy and focus.
Harden the pass to Irving. Outside Jordan. On the wing, Irving. Back to Jordan. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Lob pass to George. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Big points as the stakes rise, so does George's impact on the game.
Harden outside. Offline with his 3. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. A 2-point game. Shots good by Ibaka.
And that could be a big bucket right there. Ibaka doesn't shy away from taking crucial shots.
Harden left side. And the jam by Harden.
And this is what great players do. Harden understanding how to deliver in a big moment.
Over in the corner, Beverly. And it's blocked by Jordan. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. Los Angeles making a switch here. Morris is checked in. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. And the foul on Harden. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And here are the Clippers now. The lead is 2. And a deep 3 from George. An absolute bomb from 3-point range. George has got 21 in the game.
It's one of those nights where Georgia's number has been called time after time.
And here's Harden for three. Drops in the tray.
And he just seems to always deliver in the clutch. And he's got it going right now. That's who they want taking the big shot.
And Beverly kicks to Ibaka. Another shot. Good.
Looking like a junkyard dog on the glass, Patrick Beverly, you have to admire his intensity.
KD looking around. Shoots from 12. Got it. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
I mean, no hesitation in the clutch. Scoring the ball is second nature to KD.
Harden against George. On the way, Morris. And it's Kyrie Irving with the rebound.
Can't afford any wasted possessions down the stretch.
Absolutely. They're within striking distance, but they have to make pretty much every shot.
To the paint. Kicks it out to Harden. That will count. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot. No good. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Lopez in at the 5. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then it's Ibaka, then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the point. Now here is George. That doesn't fall. Can't drop his first shot. And oh, here we go. Lopez has got it, the fast break chance. Holiday gets the bucket. And these teams both among the league's better defenses, Brent, with advanced stats and tracking. Do you think it's getting easier to measure and quantify what goes into great defenses?
I think there's technology, Kevin, that still needs to come along in order for some of the analytics guys to really truly assess positional defenders and where some of their arms and legs are. That will really help them define how these defenses are impacting some of the offenses and the way they play.
And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. Leonard with no one around. Misses the 3. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. It's stolen by Ibaka. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. And George with the stuff.
Yeah, Paul George not waiting around, wanting to get out in transition, run the floor, and become a dangerous weapon on the perimeter.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Middleton outside. Antetokounmpo passes to Middleton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lobbed up there for Lopez. And the rejection by Ibaka.
The size, the timing of Ibaka, tailor-made for protecting the rim. Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Got to hold firm or you're going to get a call.
How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
And it's Beverly missing.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only way to keep him from taking advantage of you down low. You got to play tough, physical defense.
Now here's Middleton. On the wing, Holiday. On the wing, DiVincenzo. And the rejection by Leonard.
And that's the thing we know about Leonard. As a defender, on the ball, off the ball, he's rarely out of any play.
George passes to Ibaka. Morris with the ball. Now guarded by Antetokounmpo. Here's George. Lopez with the block. And it's the Bucks on the break. Middleton leading the charge. Holiday attacking. He gets it in there.
Great decision by Holiday to sprint towards the hoop for the high percentage shot inside.
DiVincenzo against George. That's tipped. Lopez with the steal. And oh, here we go. Lopez has got the fast break chance. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
An era where we're seeing teams turn away from the slower 7-footers. Brook Lopez still playing a pivotal role for the Bucks.
There's been a lot of talk in recent years, Greg, as how the big man has been played off the floor in the playoffs. That's just not the case with Lopez because he's been able to step out and shoot threes along with being a really reliable rim protector.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
There's Jackson with the 3. That shot missing, and Milwaukee will come the other way. Here's Connaughton. High post Lopez. Back to Connaughton. Lobbed up there for Lopez, and stolen by Cousins. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Cousins.
That's Kawhi pushing the action all by himself there, attacking inside and starting to take charge.
Holiday, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Down low, Leonard with the steal. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Puts it up from 7. Man gets the bucket. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for Milwaukee. Pass to Lopez. The kick out to Holiday. From past the arc. That shot, no good. It's all tied here in Los Angeles. And the second quarter will get up. This is what Giannis Antetokounmpo recently told us when he was in.
For me personally, I just want.
And for Giannis, Greg, the consistency from range has been a focal point.
The more accurate he is from outside, the wider the driving lanes become, making him nearly impossible to stop.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
It felt like they knew that there were openings in transition and just wanted to try to feed that, get out quick.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Luke Kennard out there with Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's man in at the 3 spot. It's Jackson with the drive, and Jackson throws it down hard.
You know Jackson can just fly. I mean, that athleticism and energy is off the charts.
Teague left side. Portis in the post. Cousins is there. Nice shot by Portis.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. He feeds it to Cousins. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Teague, the pass to Portis. Back to Teague. And it's slammed in by Teague.
This is a sick dunk from Jeff Teague, who throws that one straight down after sprinting to the hoop.
Outside Jackson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Jeff Teague. Greg is a point guard. What is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot, and you know you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defense, I mean, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
Drew Holiday, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And the wide open shot from Morris. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Morris has got the lead up to 5 now for Los Angeles. Giannis left side. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
As Giannis has grown in his physical stature, widening those shoulders, having more strength, these are the kind of plays that make all that hard work pay off. Now,
here's George. It's rebounded by Portis. Bucks trail by 3. Floats it up for Giannis. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Well, that's a nice toss up there, so you got to like the timing. But, of course, that's Giannis. He's going to grab anything.
George against DiVincenzo. And that one's good. George has got his second basket of the game.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Here's Holiday. He can't get that one. Ibaka with some nice D. And now the Clippers on the break. Morris with the ball. Out guarded by Giannis. Ibaka, no luck. For Milwaukee, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That's his first foul. The Bucks have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Jackson. Antetokounmpo's checked in for the Bucks. Holiday dishes to Antetokounmpo. And he hits it to tie the game up. Antetokounmpo's got 6 here in this quarter.
See the way Giannis kept going and kept his eye on the basket? That helped.
Beverly wide open. No good on the triple.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from 3-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
It's Antetokounmpo on the wing, and there's the pass to DiVincenzo. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Just 5 to shoot. Now Ibaka. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's George. Makes it off the glass.
So good, so experienced. Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Antetokounmpo with the ball. He has 6. There's the lob to Portis.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Antetokounmpo passes to DiVincenzo. It's deflected. And that'll do it for the first. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The period wrapped up with the teams on. And that's.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. 4-point game, setting the floor for the Bucks. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Antetokounmpo in at the 3, the small forward. Holiday gets the bucket.
Such a smart offensive play right there. When Holiday sees that chance open up right there, he's all over it.
George finds Beverly. George against DiVincenzo. George, no good. Well, the Bucks shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively.
Giannis just plays so hard. What's not to like about the approach he has game in and game out?
Now here's George. 8 points for him. And the 3 off target.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Antetokounmpo inside, defended by George. If you go step in a time machine, what would you like and dislike about playing in this here at this time?
Well, no doubt about the tempo and the spacing. I think that more than anything allows for the true skill and artistry of the game to be on display. I probably wouldn't want to get switched onto Embiid down low. I would probably dislike that and let it be known vociferously.
But I always pictured you as being fearless, like you would never turn down that kind of challenge.
I wouldn't turn it down publicly.
Giannis with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. Lopez dishes to Giannis. And it's blocked by Ibaka. They retain possession. And that one's good by Lopez.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Beverly, the pass to Ibaka. All alone. Milwaukee with the rebound.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Holiday finds Antetokounmpo. Now DiVincenzo. Launches a 3. No good on the shot. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way.
And Bones, he stands just 6'1", but Patrick Beverly rebounds like a forward.
The fact that he's going to bring it mentally, GA, I mean, that's the huge advantage. I think if you're in the opposing locker room and you know you're going to get on the floor, Patrick Beverly is going to be right in your jock for every minute that you're going to be competing against.
And now running up the court, Leonard pushing it up. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Morris. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Pat Connaughton, and here we go with the coach's challenge. A surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul.
Oh, man. Caution. Flammable.
That is just nasty.
About the athleticism on that finish.
Yeah, and the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter.
And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got 8 points.
Very easily could have been an and one there. Leonard takes the contact and still maintains the focus to make the score.
Middleton against Leonard. They need this. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket for Middleton. The Clippers have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Pass to Ibaka. There's 57 seconds left here in the third quarter. Basket counts.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Now here's DiVincenzo. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Middleton. To the inside. Leonard with the steal. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And so they foul intentionally. George is checked in for Los Angeles. Luke Kennard comes in for Reggie Jackson. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Jeff Teague, he's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. George, no good.
Well, his shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on. I'm shocked he missed that wide open look. He has to feel embarrassed he blew that one.
And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. George has got the lead up to 9 now for the Clippers. Teague surveying the D. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Outside, George. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And we've reached the end of the third. Clippers ahead. They finish off the third quarter on a 15-4 run. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, GA. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Leonard, he's checked in for Kennard.
Well, Middleton right now staying aware of where his teammates are and hitting them when they're open.
Clippers leading by 7. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Outside, George. Banked in off the glass.
Well, he knows how to score, and he does just that. Don't let Paul George fool you. He can finish inside.
Teague against Beverly. And to the Kumbo inside. It's stolen by Ibaka. Now, here's George. He's covered closely, and it's in there.
Now, the early years when Paul George came into the league with the Pacers, you wondered how his frame would fill out. It's filled out nicely.
Drew Holiday's checked in for the Bucks. Free throw good, Paul George. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. And here's Giannis. Pass to Connaughton. Back to Antetokounmpo, and the whistle blows. It'll be on Pat Connaughton. That's foul number 2 for him. And Morris has got the ball here for the Clippers. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game.
Awesome defense, just outstanding effort to reach his big hands in there and just rip the ball away.
Feeds it to Ibaka. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And back in 08, Ibaka became the first player ever from the Republic of Congo to be drafted in the NBA.
Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for Pat Connaughton.
Makes it pretty tough on the defense. Who are you going to pick to send to the free throw line? And he's hitting the free throws right now. Form looks good.
Poked away. Leonard with the steal. Right side, George. And that one's on target from the wing. And the Clippers lead by 16.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
I mean, this team is just dangerous. Right now, every shot that they're putting up feels like it's going in.
And they go to the intentional foul. And the Bucks making a change here. Lopez is checked in. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. To the middle. Lopez with the steal. And here we go. Giannis heading to the hoop. And Drew Holiday, the bucket on the assist by Antetokounmpo.
A great floor awareness as Antetokounmpo has a sense for when the D has overcommitted or shifted his way, and then he finds where his teammate is open on the floor.
And that one is good. We've got 1:55 left here in the fourth quarter. Holiday against Beverly. Outside Leonard. Left side George. From 10 feet out. Shots good by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 11 in the second half.
When you're a veteran player like Paul George, you understand that even 24 seconds is a long time. Great patience to wait for that play.
And Holiday throws it down.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Beverly against Holiday, and that one good.
A good job of reading the pick and roll there from Patrick. You give him a passing lane, he's going to get to it.
Here's Antetokounmpo. The feed to Lopez. Shoots from the elbow. Antetokounmpo, no good. 59 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Clippers.
The one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them.
Too much at that.
Oh, I would love to see Giannis in the dunk contest. Wouldn't that be sweet?
Middleton against Leonard. At the elbow, it's Ibaka. That one a little long.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
Here's Holiday, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
And consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
Here's Middleton. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Leonard finds Morris. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going fully on this.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. Our cameras caught the Clippers arriving at their building and coming through the tunnel with a lot of style and confidence. There it is, the Staples Center in Los Angeles, where we're getting set to bring you. Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sideline.
Well, guys,
He's certainly come a long way, D.A. Thanks. The starters for the Portland Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. And it's Covington in at the small forward position. And for Los Angeles, we've got Patrick Beverley. Ibaka is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. Back to Lillard. 6 to shoot. Nurkic trying to get open. Some of the best in the game go at it here tonight, Chris. What an incredible guard matchup we have here in this one.
Oh, Kevin, there are some all-time greats playing at the guard spots these days. It will be a fun matchup to watch.
Here's George. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And here's McCollum for 3. Portland again missing.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
The shot by George, no good.
0 for 3, not the start they're looking for.
3-pointer, Lillard. Offensive rebound.
He plays with so much heart, McCollum. I mean, is constantly battling on the court. This time, it's on the glass.
Now Beverley. The pass to Leonard. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Hey, they've broken the seal. 3 misses to start, but now they're back in business.
And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverley, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
Here is Lillard for 3. Morris with the rebound. Ibaka against Nurkic. George looking over the floor. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And just a beast of a scorer. Give George these kinds of looks, and he typically knocks him down.
The shot by Lillard, wide open. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
Leonard with no one around. Another one falls for the Clippers. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Here's Lillard. Dishes to Nurkic. He kicks it to Collins. To end the run. Here's Nurkic. Kicks it out to McCollum. Lillard outside. Shot clock at 5. From the arc. Again, the miss by Lillard.
Well, it isn't for a lack of effort when it comes to getting up to three-pointers, but not much to show for it. He's going to lose the green light here very early in this game if this keeps up.
Leonard attacking, and Ibaka slams it in.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, it feels like they're just one step ahead right now, looking to build out their advantage even further.
And Lillard gets it to go.
The outside shot of Lillard is pure. I mean, he always seems to have the look that's going in.
Lillard against Beverley. Out to Morris. Fires the 3. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession.
Not a great play on either end. Bad delivery and way too late to react on the catch.
For the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter comes in for Yusuf Nurkic. And Anthony subbed in for Zach Collins. Pass to Carmelo. Back to Lillard. This one for three. It's good from long range. Lillard's got 6.
With that now, only 2 of 7 to start the game. Not the start he was hoping for.
Jackson passes to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
You can't leave somebody that wide open when Jackson's running the show. Reggie will find him every time.
Now here's Lillard. 6 points for him. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
He doesn't play around. If the bucket's there for him, he's going to get it.
The Trailblazers shooting their first free throw of the game here.
And as a team, excellent a season ago. About 80% when they got to the line.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Clippers lead by 1. Well, earlier, Damian Lillard spoke to us about how he deals.
I look to the times where
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
No question. It's been stifling thus far, preventing that offense from establishing any kind of rhythm.
Ivica Zubac is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
Jackson looking around. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Leonard attacking. And the Clippers miss again.
Oh, he found the open space from mid-range. Just maybe rushed his release a little bit.
Well, Carmelo Anthony was out of the NBA for about a year, calendar-wise. Greg, were you surprised it took him so long to get a look and get back in the NBA?
Kevin, I wasn't shocked, but absolutely I was surprised. I mean, it was always going to take the right fit for Melo and the right team. And in this case, it was the Blazers. But Melo showed he has legs left in the league and can still be a positive.
And Jones pulls it down. Here's Powell. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Powell's got the lead up to 5 now for the Trailblazers. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Kennard. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Clippers moving the ball around. Anthony up on top. Outside, Jones. And a miss there on the triple.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got 8 points.
What strength from Leonard there, not allowing the defense to get the best of him.
Powell with it. Over Jackson. And the rejection by Zubac. Leonard inside, covered by Hollis Jefferson.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
A minute 50 left in the first half. Passes it to Jones. Fires for three. Here's Cantor. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Cantor's got his second bucket.
When it comes to offensive rebounding, Cantor has led the league in offensive boarding rates. I mean, when you think about it, perhaps the best at picking up his teammates' misses.
Mann passes to Jackson. Shoots from 12. And that one hits back iron.
For a player who's almost a sure thing to score in tight, that one's a stunner.
Cantor kicks to Hollis Jefferson. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. So for the Trailblazers, Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Rondé Hollis Jefferson. And it's Simons in for Derek Jones. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Morris is checked in for Zubats. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Collins checked in for Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Carmelo Anthony. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Here's Lillard. It's blocked.
And Beverly just goes all out on defense, which is what allows him to come up with these rejections.
Pass to Morris. There's 38 seconds left here in the second.
Oh, he's not going to miss that shot twice in a row. Trust me.
Here's McCollum. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And it's George finishing it off.
And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
Lillard from outside. Kennard with the rebound. Beverly looking around. And some good action through the first 2 quarters. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We welcome you back. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal. I need to get to this. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They're in better shape now than they were at one point. And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get under.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the floor for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. And it's Covington in at the 3. Lillard from outside, but they'll get another chance. Here's Nurkic. High quality look, and he sinks it. Nurkic has got the first bucket of the third here for the Trailblazers.
And Yusuf Nurkic, missing a whole calendar year not too long ago, was still involved with the team during that stretch and was a fixture on their bench.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Nurkic, but hey, bro, you had some wild shirts on the sideline. I couldn't even watch the game. You was over there dizzying cats up. But I know you were doing your thing, but he would use clothing to call out other players, teams, and commentators. Nurkic doesn't mince words, and I'm glad he's back and playing.
George against McCollum. And Beverly kicks to George. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. George against McCollum.
This was not what they had in mind coming out of the locker room at halftime. 4 shots so far and nothing to show for it.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
And the pass to Ibaka. Clippers moving the ball around. George against McCollum. Shot clock at 6. Knocks it loose and stolen by Lillard. And now here comes Collins leading the break. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Mann's checked in, and Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverley. Greg, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation or one of the best, and I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys,
yes,
they're truly
yes.
great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities, and those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
George against Powell. Trying to find Cantor. Gets it to him. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And look at Cantor rise up. Good anticipation for the big man to go for the alley.
Outside, George takes a 3. Beyond the arc. Gets hauled in by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Outside Anthony. Back to Powell. Pass to Cantor. Lets it go from deep. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. A different look for the Clippers. Kennard, he's checked in for George. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. And then for the Trailblazers, Robert Covington's checked in for Hollis Jefferson. McCollum comes in for Derek Jones. And it's Simons in for Powell. Now here's Beverley. Defense right on him. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That is his first foul of the game. The Clippers shooting their first free throw of the game.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
A different look now for Portland. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Robert Covington. Jones comes in for C.J. McCollum. And Norman Powell subbed in for Anthony Simons. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Anthony leading the charge. Jones against Kennard. The shot's good from Cantor.
And there's been a drop-off in their defense since halftime. I mean, they don't nearly have the same energy they did in the first half.
50 seconds left in the third quarter. Morris inside. Hollis Jefferson's there. Good on that shot, and with that, the Trailblazer lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Morris. Now Powell. Steps back and fires. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That'll be his second foul of the game. 17 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Anthony taking his time here. 5 on the clock. Passes to Hollis Jefferson. Fires from the wing. That one no good. That one doesn't go. And so it's Portland with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. We come back. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. We've got Kawhi Leonard, Luke Kennard out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ibaka, and it's man in at the 3, the small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Nurkic, the pass to Covington. The Clippers grab the miss. Oh, Leonard in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
An elite scorer in today's game. Leonard is consistent at staying aggressive on the offensive end.
Simons, the pass to Lillard. Here's Simons. Kennard covering. Three-pointer, Lillard nailed from three-point land. And the Trailblazers lead by 11. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Leonard kicks to Beverley. Now the feed to Ibaka. Nurkic with the steal. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers.
You can't be nervous with the ball around Nurkic. When you are, he'll swipe it from you.
The Clippers shooting 40% from the field. Lillard against Beverley. Here's Ibaka. That one's not going to go. And it's Portland the other way. Simons surveying the D. Kicks it to Nurkic. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. He can't get that one to fall. Clippers trail by 13. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Leonard with the bucket. Leonard's got 4 this quarter.
And the shooting has really been there for him today. But he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Lillard against Beverley. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Here's the lob to Lillard. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Kawhi Leonard.
And the fact that Leonard can pour it in like tonight, in addition to his defense, is really why he's one of the best two-way players we've ever seen.
Outside Collins. Back to Lillard. From deep. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Pass to Kennard. Leonard kicks to Beverley. Feeds to Ibaka. It's good.
And the lean frame of Ibaka taking the punishment, but still converting the basket. Toughness.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Here is Lillard. Back to Nurkic. And finished off by Nurkic.
That's how to make things look easy for a teammate. I mean, you make passes like that one from Lillard, crazy.
Lillard against Beverley. Nurkic with the steal. Takes it out to Covington for the 3. It's rebounded by Leonard. Clippers trail by 9. Kennard for 3. Damian Lillard grabs the loose ball. Portland's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. And so Ibaka, he'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
34 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Simons. Kennard covering. Lillard left side. Clock is at 3. Over Beverly. There's Nurkic putting it right back in. And the Trailblazers lead by 9.
And good luck trying to keep Nurkic off the glass. I mean, using his brute strength well on the offensive boards.
Leonard on the wing. And stolen by Lillard. Here's Simons. And so it's Portland winning this one. They came in here and took. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do.
CLA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The activity in front of the Brook. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Patrick Beverly. Baca is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. And for Brooklyn, Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Durant. Then there's Griffin, and it's Harris in at the small forward position. Now, here is Ibaka. A three-pointer off the mark.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide-open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
The kick out to Irving. Back to KD. Kept alive. They shoot again. The shot comes out. They tee that time from Leonard. George with no one around. And he gets it to go from the corner. George has got the first points up on the board for the Clippers. Outside Irving. Feeds it to Griffin. Harris passes it to Griffin. Here's Harden. And Harden with the stuff.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Now, here is George. Griffin with the steal. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop.
Good job getting the ball and completing that play.
Boy, there's not much defense available once a steal is made. That's the best time to attack on the break.
Stolen by Harden. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. KD's got the ball. Griffin kicks to Harden. Out to Harris. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Harris, good.
You know, really good to see Harris playing with that kind of confidence because, you know, these shots will only help him get better.
And Clark, when you look at the footwork of James Harden, arguably some of the best in the history of this league.
And, you know, Greg, he studied the greats. I mean, he loved Ginobili's Euro step and then added it to his own game. Now he's taking that to another level, and he's the one giving out the lesson. But you're right. Got great strength, but the footwork is really outstanding.
And now the Clippers on the break. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Now, here is Harden. High post, KD. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Well, they better be thinking about him. I mean, we know how dangerous he is.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Harden the pass to Irving. On the wing, Harris. Off target from three-point range. Clippers trail by 3. The 3 from George. Drills it from outside. George has got 7.
And, you know, that's one of George's go-to shots. He's a three-point shooter who spaces the floor well.
Outside Irving. Harden right side. From 13. The shot's good from Griffin.
And ever since entering the league, that's been one of Griffin's favorite ways to score, attacking that offensive glass.
Now, here is George. 7 points in the game. Count it, good.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Certainly looks that way to me, partner. I mean, his energy level is ramped up. I think he's been terrific right from the opening tip.
Here's Harris. Outside Griffin. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
You know, with Harris, if you're open, he's going to make sure he finds you.
Harden against Beverly. To the paint. Here's Ibaka. He can't hit that time. Great D that time from Griffin. Nobody near Irving. No good from outside. But Clippers trail. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. George finds Morris. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's Leonard. It's hauled in by Harris.
Boy, that's a look. He has to finish, and he knows it. Blown.
That was terrific.
Good. And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim, but the epic throwdown.
And Irving launches it from deep. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Nets out in front. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Nets.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
We've got Jordan. Green is out there with Brown. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point guard. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Now here's Jackson. Inside. It's stolen by Green. And here we go. Dinwiddie heading to the hoop. And yes, it's good. Dinwiddie's got the lead up to 8 now for the Nets.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Jackson finds Zubac. Second shot opportunity. Rebounded by the Nets. Outside Jordan. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Brown the pass to Claxton. 6 on the shot clock. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Now the passion in New York as a pro sports city, Greg, is unquestioned. Talk about the pros and cons, though, of being a player in New York.
You know, the opportunity personally and professionally is immense, no doubt about it, but so is the media scrutiny. It can be very intense, and the fanaticism does make it hard to live a normal existence, and I think the guys who embrace being in a city like New York are the ones that typically are able to perform at the highest level.
So you can either thrive because of it or wilt because of it, just kind of what your personal preference is.
You called it, partner, and I have seen it happen both ways.
Oh, I bet. Dinwiddie kicks to Brown. Jackson against Dinwiddie. Now the pass to Jordan. Stolen by Jackson. Now the Clippers moving it up. Oh, Morris in position. Kennard finds Morris. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. Joe Harris is checked in for the Nets. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Leonard, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Dinwiddie against Jackson. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Clock at 6. Pass to Claxton. And that one is hammered home.
You know, Harris has a really good all-around game, and I've been most impressed by his passing.
Now here's Jackson. To the middle. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Kawhi Leonard.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Now here's Dinwiddie. There's 1:54 left to play here in the half. They kick it out to Green. A 3-ball. They get the rebound. Harris looking it over. From deep three-point range. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And the Clippers will come the other way. It's stolen by Green. And here's the fast break. Here's Dinwiddie. Finished off the break. Dinwiddie's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Outside Leonard. Over Green. Second chance shot. Zubac. And it's blocked. And here we go. The fast break with Dinwiddie. Pass to Claxton. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Pass to Mann. Rebounded by the Nets. And even 3-on-3 break. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Griffin's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Kevin Durant comes in for Green. Irving's checked in for Brown. And it's Harden in for Dinwiddie. Now Harden following the three-point attempt by Blake Griffin. Here's Beverly. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Durant for 3. And so it's Brooklyn with their lead. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie. Well, we know he's a magician on the court. Kenny, has there ever been anyone better? And that's...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Without question, George is playing his skills today.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look that he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So for the Clippers right now, Baca is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverly. And it's George in at the 2-guard. Los Angeles shooting their first free throw of the game.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws. So those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Now here's Irving. Over George. A nice shot by Irving. And the Nets lead by 5.
You know, Irving is deadly from mid-range and really embraces that shot. He doesn't shy away from it. And I think he can give opponents a lot of problems because of it.
Beverly against Harden. Griffin with the steal. In transition, here come the Nets. Irving's got the ball. He feeds it to Griffin. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Now it's a 7-point Brooklyn lead.
Irving doing a nice job there being creative and efficient with that beautiful assist.
In the corner, it's Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish.
Maybe that'll help them recapture their edge a little bit, guys.
Harden the pass to Irving. Leonard with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. shooting foul. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on. And it's kind of the running joke when you think of James Harden, often maligned for his lack of effort defensively. But quite honestly, I thought he improved a great deal a season ago.
And, you know, Greg, I observed the same thing. His overall commitment was better. And not just steals and blocks either. I'm just talking about his awareness, his commitment to that end of the floor. It was a focal point. If he continues on that track, I think he's going to make an impact at that end as well.
And many people consider Ibaka to be the NBA's premier 3-and-D big man. In fact, we see more and more teams searching for an Ibaka of their own.
Harden can't hit. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. That ties the game. Leonard's got 4 points this quarter.
Guys, he's one of the main reasons this game is tied up. I mean, he's done his part to keep them in it.
Harden scanning the floor. Rebound by the Clippers. Ibaka's got his 4th rebound in this one. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Now Irving. The pass to Harden. To halt the run, and it's good on the way in. Harden's got 10 points.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Morris right side. Outside, George. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from it.
Harden outside. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
On the wing, Morris. Ibaka against Griffin. Lets it go from the wing. Ibaka, no luck.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
For 3, Durant. Morris with the rebound. Clippers leading by 3. To the inside. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Morris has got 4 points this quarter.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
And Harden wide open. He shoots. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
Outside, George. Morris inside, covered by Irving. Basket, good. He's got 6.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Griffin. Green comes in for Kevin Durant. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Irving. And Dinwiddie subbed in for James Harden. The Clippers also changing it up. Mann's checked in, and it's Kennard in for George. Leonard with the ball. 12 points for him. Count that bucket.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Los Angeles on top. as they wrap up the... And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. We've got Brown. Joe Harris is out there with Green. Then there's Griffin. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. 4 on the clock.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Not many empty trips for this group. It seems everything's falling for them this half.
Dinwiddie against Jackson. Dinwiddie dishes to Harris. Dinwiddie passes to Harris. Outside, Green with some arc. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Ibaka's got his 6th rebound on the night. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Griffin. Kevin Durant comes in for Green. Irving's checked in for Bruce Brown. And it's James Harden in for Dinwiddie. And Beverly kicks to Leonard. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Harden's shot is off. Clippers leading by 8. Shoots from 8. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist from Ibaka. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Clippers.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
And Kennard wide open. He shoots. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Leonard's got the lead up to 12 now for the Clippers.
And that's the activity on the offensive glass they like to see out of Kawhi. When he's in full hustle mode, they're a much stronger team.
Claxton the pass to Harden. That one doesn't drop. So the Clippers will take it the other way. And an intentional foul right there. Teams have dynasties. The 90s, Michael Jordan. We've seen it over the many decades. Over the next decade, though, who do you think is going to lead the pack there, Greg?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know, with the way Father Time is treating LeBron, you might have to wait and see because he is still playing at such a high level. But, you know, obviously Giannis has got to be on the short list with the Bucks. For me, I really look at Luka in Dallas. I just feel like with Kristaps Porzingis, that duo could just be deadly with how the game is played. But don't sleep on the Celtics with Tatum and Brown and that group that they have, with the front office they have. Man, I think the league overall is going to be in great shape moving forward.
It sure seems that way. Here's Ibaka. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
So difficult to defend Ibaka inside the length, the improved strength, and he's one of those bigs who doesn't mind going to the line.
And the Nets making a change here. Jordan's checked in.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Here's Irving. Lays it up off the glass.
Boy, how about that crafty drive by Irving, anticipating the contact and able to get around and through it.
To the right side. Jordan against Ibaka. Back to Beverly. But Trey. Clippers moving the ball around. Ibaka, no luck. Nets trail by 12. It's Harden with the drive over Beverly. Harden dishes to Jordan. Back to Harden. Here's the 3. No good that time.
You know, he's just chucking it up from distance this quarter. If you're going to do this, especially in the second half, you better make them. Ibaka
against Harden. Out to Ibaka. Lets the three fly. And the Clippers miss again.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often. No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Clippers.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Leonard.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And, you know, Harden's exceptional at getting out on the break in transition. I mean, running exactly the right path and getting it done.
Beverly against Harden. And Beverly kicks to George. The three. Some solid defense there from Irving. In transition, here come the Nets. Irving leading the charge. And the shot goes in.
Comfortable in the clutch. That's who Kyrie Irving is. Unfazed by the game's biggest moments.
Outside Rondo. And so Los Angeles takes the win. They seem to... All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. And with tip.
Hey, Kevin.
Very dangerous indeed. David, thanks. Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Pocket is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the 2. And for Milwaukee, Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. And they're running. And the rejection by Giannis. George against Middleton. George dishes to Ibaka. Rebounded by the Bucks.
And we heard Shaquille O'Neal bestow his Superman nickname on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and rightfully so. The Greek Freak, the most dominant paint scorer since Shaq himself.
In the corner, George with it. Nice open look, but it's no good.
It can be a little disheartening when you do everything right and come away with nothing.
Here's Giannis. It's hauled in by George. And watching Antetokounmpo get to the rim can, GA, take your breath away.
Man, he can go around you, through you, or literally jump right over you. Call him the Freak, Superman, what have you. None of it feels like an exaggeration.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Antetokounmpo inside. He's covered by Leonard.
Hey, guys, that's a sight we've become far too accustomed to see. Antetokounmpo throwing it down like it was just another day at the office.
Now, here's George. That 3 off the mark.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Lopez finds Giannis.
Not the efficient start they were hoping for. Only 1 for 4 from the field.
George out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession.
Misread each other on the pass. Tried to recover, but too late.
Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. Here's Holiday. And the pass to Middleton. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yes, the last few years, the rules changes have tended to benefit the offenses. This evens things out a bit.
Now, here's George. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And Los Angeles with some changes. Mann's checked in. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverley. For Milwaukee, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And here is Antetokounmpo. Lopez up top. Back to Antetokounmpo. Lopez right side. Passes it to DiVincenzo. Pocket 2. Up again. It's good on the putback.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. Now here's Jackson. 1:58 left in the first. And he makes good on the layup. A lot of great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. You think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question. And believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, but I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
Well, I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that right
now. No, we don't do that.
And now the Clippers on the break. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, it's important to get points any way you can, and Ibaka's turned himself into a good free throw shooter.
Both shots good from the stripe.
When your bigs can make free throws, it's a huge advantage. Love his approach to getting to the line.
There's the lob to Portis. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And Teague knew that he would be open there. Great patience and vision from the point man.
Jackson passes to Cousins. Comes up empty down low. And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the Bucks. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That is his first foul of the game. Now here's Teague. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
And great job preventing that ball from coming into the post. Might have been an easy two if the defense wasn't there.
Jackson, great anticipation on the steal, then quickly gets them out in transition.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Teague, the pass to Portis. Jackson against Teague. Yep, it counts. Portis has got his second bucket.
That was physical D, but Bobby Portis is so strong, he finished through contact.
Pass to man. There's the three. Milwaukee with the rebound. Keeps it alive.
And they've got to keep him off the glass. For a little guy, he can be a handful on the offensive boards if you're not aware of it.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Bucks lead by 2. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. And earlier we checked in with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I think the most important lesson that I got.
All part of the process of achieving greatness.
Yeah, and most guys have had to go through it. MJ, LeBron, leading a team to a championship rarely happens early on.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
They've got Portis. E.J. Tucker is out there with Chris Middleton. And it's Connaughton in at the 2 guard. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with.
And this is what Middleton does. Hit trades. He's one of the best in the league at helping his team space the floor.
The dish to Tucker. Back to Middleton. Pass to Portis. Goes back up. So the wing on the left. Middleton outside. Fires from 18. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins.
Can't fault the play call. Even though he couldn't convert, that's a good shot.
Count the basket.
For a big, Ibaka has excellent end-to-end speed. Hard to stay with in transition.
And Forbes kicks to Middleton. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Good on the bucket.
Terrific play. This is why you run your offense through him and live with the results.
The pass to Beverly. Dishes it to Ibaka. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. 6 to shoot from 12 feet out. Rebound, Milwaukee. And it's Cousins with the foul. That's his first foul. And the Bucks with some changes. Brook Lopez is checked in for Portis. Antetokounmpo comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Teague in for Bryn Forbes. The Clippers also changing it up. Marcus Morris is checked in for Ibaka. And it's Leonard in for Kennard. Lobbed up there for Lopez. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's George. And 2 free throws coming up. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And Teague, here we go. And the rejection by Cousins. Here's George. No good. Shot missing. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Lopez finds Antetokounmpo. Tucker with the ball. Milwaukee needs to get off a shot here. And the Bucks miss again. And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
A different look for Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Chris Middleton comes in for Antetokounmpo. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Pat Connaughton. Leonard with the bucket.
What I like about Kawhi's shot, no matter the distance, always seems to be on balance.
Giannis with it. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Down low. Lopez with the steal. Fast break, Milwaukee. Teague's got the ball. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo. And the Bucks lead by 4.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He's still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injury slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants.
Drew Holiday, he's checked in for Teague. Antetokounmpo dishes to Holiday. Feeds it to Lopez. And that one drops. Lopez has got his second basket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
The drive by Jackson, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Aggressive on the drive. That's going to result in some free throws for Jackson.
The Clippers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And so he makes both from the line.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Holiday, the pass to Antetokounmpo. The kick out to Lopez, and that's it for the first half. Okay, David, much appreciated, and now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to a competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. At the end of the period, they were up by 2. That's all for now.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You look at Antetokounmpo really making a difference here.
Yeah, and early on, he has been feasting in the paint, and you have to think they're going to keep feeding the big fella.
Why go away from something that's working? Force the defense to prove that they can stop it.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Ibaka. And it's Beverly in at the point.
And this is Middleton's game. He's thinking of shooting it even before the pass hits his hands.
Passes it to Beverly. Back to George. Great D that time from Middleton.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
Bucks leading by 4. Outside Holiday. On the wing, DiVincenzo. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. Shot clock at 6. And Holiday kicks to Middleton. Shoots the 3.
Bringing a strong work ethic defensively. Morris grinding on the shooter there.
Yeah, tough entry pass. You want to kick the ball down low, but you have to be crafty about how you do it.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
We talk about it time and time again. Turnovers are costly, especially when the game is close.
And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And some changes here for the Bucks. Bobby Portis comes in for Brook Lopez. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Chris Middleton. Now, here's George, guarded closely. Trying to get open is Ibaka. And George gets it to go. George has got it all tied up now for Los Angeles. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Nice shot by Portis. Portis has got 6 points.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
George looking over the floor. That shot off. So Milwaukee will take it the other way.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo comes in for Bryn Forbes. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Teague in for Drew Holiday. Beverly against Teague. Right side, Leonard. Bucket is good. He's got 7.
The power, the length, the ability to finish. Leonard dominant in that painted area.
To the paint. And Portis throws it down.
Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. George up top. And George with the stuff.
Slippery play by Paul George to get inside. He ends up right where he wanted to be for the shot.
Now T. Outside Portis. Outside Antetokounmpo. And it goes down 2 points.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
Now here's Beverly, guarded by Tucker. Ibaka, dishes to Leonard. Count it! And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. It's on Jeff Teague.
Rugged finish by Serge. Takes the hit, converts through it for a potential and 1.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Lopez, he's checked in for Bobby Portis. Chris Middleton comes in for Antetokounmpo. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Drew Holiday in for Jeff Teague. The Clippers also changing it up. Mand's checked in. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Holiday gets the bucket.
One of the stronger guards in the league. Holiday will take it up inside any chance you give him.
Outside Jackson. And the layup's good off the glass. Jackson's got 8.
And some kind of switch must have been flipped at halftime because both teams are getting after it.
I would have loved to hear the coach's speech because they really took heed to it. Like you said, both teams playing at a different pace.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. And some changes here for the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's checked in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Bryn Forbes. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Morris is checked in. Jackson down low, guarded by Holiday. For the lead, That one off the back iron and out.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Giannis passes to Holiday. Kicks it to Lopez. Here's Holiday. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And that's Holiday taking it right to the defense. Being aggressive, drawing contact.
The Bucks shooting their first free throws of the game.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
Both free throws good from Holiday. Morris looking over the floor. Off target with that shot. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Bucks lead by 3. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. At the forward spots, it's the two Antetokounmbos, Thanasis and Giannis. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Teague, and it's Lopez in at center. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. It's Antetokounmbo on the wing. Bucks passing it around. Just 5 on the clock. Lobbed up there for Lopez. An emphatic LU jam.
A talented scorer. There are many ways Lopez can beat you, which makes him so difficult to defend.
Jackson with the bounce pass. Left side, Leonard. It's Solomon to Antetokounmbo. Pass break, Milwaukee. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. And the Clippers call time here.
Giannis Antetokounmpo has said he doesn't want people calling him the MVP because he doesn't want to relax. He said he fears failure, so he has got to get better.
Portis, he's checked in for Brook Lopez. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He said he just wants them to play faster. It feels like they've been too lackadaisical with the ball and that their aggressiveness just isn't there right now. Kevin, back to you.
Well, Greg, there's been some debate. What do you think? Is Giannis the best player right now in the world?
I tell you what, if there's a conversation, he has to be in it. You know, some people might go with Kawhi, Kevin Durant. He's coming back. LeBron James is there as well. But Giannis is probably the guy to lead that conversation.
And Cousins kicks to Ibaka. And yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time.
A shot-blocking man of the world. Ibaka can tell you, not in my house, in at least 4 languages.
Lopez, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Chris Middleton comes in for Antetokounmbo. And the wide-open shot from DiVincenzo. Off target with his 3.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
And he makes that one.
One of the best passes at the center position. Just another way Cousins affects scoring.
And here is Teague. Pass to Giannis. That misses off the backboard. Clippers trail by 3. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
This is called an effort play. Terrific hustle at the defensive end.
Drew Holiday, he's checked in for Milwaukee. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Antetokounmbo passes to Lopez. Kicks it down to Middleton. And he banks in the layup. And the Bucks lead by 5.
And with great positional size, Middleton knows how to do damage down low.
Beverly, the pass to Cousins. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Morris is checked in for Los Angeles. And the Clippers call time here.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. It's stolen by Ibaka. For the finish. And Middleton with the block. Milwaukee, another fast break opportunity here. And the dunk by Giannis.
It's just hard to match up with Antetokounmpo's speed, especially in the open floor.
Everly with the ball. Now guarded by Middleton. George against Holiday. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That'll be his second foul of the game. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. George.
As a defender, Middleton can suffocate you with his length. Nice stop there.
And here's Middleton bringing it up now for the Milwaukee Bucks. Antetokounmpo kicks to DiVincenzo. On the wing, Holiday. Takes it down to Middleton from deep. The offensive rebound.
Yeah, the toughness of Holiday, sticking his nose in there, coming up with the second chance look.
Clippers trail by 9. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Los Angeles with another miss.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. The Clippers running out of time. And George, here we go. And it's George finishing it off.
And with those long strides, it takes Paul George no time to get to the rim.
Morris against Middleton. And he dunks it down.
He can do incredible things. He can also help you win by simply being reliable.
Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Pushing the action, always working for the best shot. Nice drive by Kawhi.
1:02 left in the fourth quarter. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the play.
Especially during this last run, which ultimately put the game away.
And the powerful frame of Morris, difficult to knock him off his rhythm, and there finishing through the contact.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Middleton. 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Antetokounmpo passes to Middleton. The 3. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. Maybe at this point, not much of a chance for a comeback.
Yeah, you got a better chance of walking through a lion's den with pork chop underwear on.
Power move from PG-13. He's added a lot of muscle to his frame over the years, putting it to good use right there.
And George drops them both. We've got 22 seconds left in the game. Teague deciding where to go with it. Nwora, the pass to Teague. Right side out of the Antetokounmpo. His three-pointers off the mark. Here's the break. Here's Mann. Off target from outside. And so the Bucks take the win. Probably a look. All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. And a glimpse inside the locker room. Players' final few moments to prepare for the game. And the task ahead. The lights of downtown reflecting off.
Kevin, thanks. Start.
He stays working and stays true. David, thank you. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Ibaka in at the 5 spot. And for Portland, Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. And it's Covington in at the 3 slot. Nurkic, the pass to McCollum. Connects on the 17-footer. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
Shot clock at 6. Here's George. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
That's phenomenal athleticism on the drive. Paul George just sprints past everyone with ease.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Kicks it out to Lillard. Floats it up there for Nurkic. It's stolen by Ibaka. George passes to Leonard. Ring shot on the way. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. After a promising rookie campaign, a lost year for Zach Collins, he played only 3 games before the injury took away the rest of his season.
Yeah, I mean, a strange year and a lost year for Collins. You could say that about the whole NBA for that regard. But Collins is underrated as a prospect outside of Portland. This team loves the energy and skill he brings, though, to the table.
Morris, no good.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Beverly dishes to George. Over McCollum. Los Angeles with another miss.
Boy, just 1 for 4. A little brisky right now.
Pull-up jumper. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
And looking to stop this run and get back on track.
Really needs to settle his guys down right now and get them refocused.
The Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. George against McCollum. Oh, that was something else.
Have mercy.
Now, Paul George is an exceptional athlete and demonstrating his insane dunking skills there. Get this guy in the dunk competition.
Lillard left side. Out left to the wing. Collins against Morris. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Collins. Powell, he's checked in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Jackson passes to Kennard. Down low, Zubats. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
And the basket by McCollum.
Boy, he's heating up fast coming out of the gate. 4 out of 5 from the field.
Leonard on the wing. And Kanter pulls it down. Portland leading by 5. McCollum outside. The pass to Kanter. Anthony left side. Anthony drawing the double team. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. Outside for Jackson. Passes it to Mann. Here's Zubats. Makes it off the glass.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
There's 47 seconds left to play in the first. And Cantor throws it down.
Well, this is Enes Kanter's comfort zone. At the rack in a hurry.
Clock management. This is where they can get a 2-for-1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Pass to Kennard. Pulls up on the elbow. That one wide left. Portland leading. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Pass to Cantor. The wide open look here for Anthony. A three-pointer, no good. Kennard with the ball. Left side Jackson. Over to the left wing. It's deflected. And so the first quarter is in the books. Trailblazers lead by 5. From Portland. We're back in a moment. And before the game, we talked to Damian Lillard. You know, Greg, he is...
I don't fear nobody.
And if Lillard's proved anything to us, Greg, in his career, you know he loves a challenge.
One of the premier big shot makers in this game. I don't know if there's anyone you'd rather give the ball to in crunch time.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for the Clippers right now, Jackson is out there at Kennard. Then it's Ivica Zubats. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's man in at the small forward. Jackson with it. Cantor covering. Count that one. Zubats has got 6 points.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson. Using his poise and vision to make a play.
Now the pass to Anthony. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. They get it back. Tries again. Here's Cantor. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Cantor's got the lead up to 7 now for Portland. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Leonard the pass to Zubats. 2 points. That one goes. Zubats has got 4 this quarter.
How about since he entered the league, Kawhi Leonard has tripled his assist average. What a good passer he has become.
Now here's Hollis Jefferson. D right on him. Powell the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Out to Anthony. Shoots over Leonard. That shot off. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Passes it to Kennard. Back to Leonard. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. So Portland ends up going with the new group. The Clippers also making some changes. Marcus Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in for Kennard. And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the mobile 1 block.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
3-pointer Lillard. It's hauled in by Zubats. Clippers trail by 5. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Morris, no good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And Nurkic gets it to go. Greg, as a point guard, you must have had so much fun being surrounded by so much terrific talent at UNLV.
You know, Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon, I mean, I could go on. And you're right, I was blessed to play alongside these guys. They were incredible talents, finishers. And, you know, you don't always appreciate it going through that moment. But the fact that we're all still close and stay in contact, man, what an awesome experience to be a part of that team.
Chemistry must have been off the charts on that team.
It was, and we had a lot of personalities, man. It was a different era back then. But I tell you, again, I wouldn't trade that experience for anything.
But he just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Trailblazers leading by 7. Here's Simons. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Mann passes to Zubac. Here's Mann. And George, here we go. Nurkic with the block. And they get it back. Outside for George. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Zubac, no good. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for the Trailblazers. Only given up 6 here in this quarter. Here's George, and George with the stuff.
Boy, you have got to love the energy Paul George is playing with. Throws the hammer down.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Pass to Simons. Fires from deep. The Clippers grab the miss. Zubac has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Nobody near George. Gets an open look and hits. Now just a 3-point Trailblazer lead.
Well, Paul George has always had that aspect to his game. The mid-range where he can be efficient and effective is absolutely on point.
So that'll be it for the first. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings. A tremendous start for C.J. McCollum. He had 9 points, and no doubt that C.J. McCollum's a great player. And that does it for our halftime show. We now take...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Paul George really making a difference here.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
Enes Kanter is out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then there's Norman Powell. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Anthony in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
Inside, outside for George. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Morris, no good. Portland leading by 5.
Well, Norman Powell these last several seasons has turned himself into a knockdown shooter. And obviously last season much more involved on the offensive end. And that, to me, was his best performance to date.
George. And it's George finishing it off.
Well, Paul George has got a tight handle, right? The zig, the zag, and his way through the porous defense.
George against McCollum. Anthony in the corner. To the middle. The shot's good from Kanter. Kanter's got 4 points this quarter.
And with Powell, they rely on his shooting to open things up for everyone else.
Yeah, and for Norman Powell, he knows what he's about and welcomes that role. This is a guy who understands how to relocate in the midst of plays to create separation from defenders. He's always ready in catch-and-shoot situations.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Nurkic checked in for Kanter. Collins comes in for Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Robert Covington's checked in for Anthony. And Lillard subbed in for Norman Powell. Morris with the block.
Well, Marcus Morris, the frame and the length to block shots. That's pretty.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Lillard with no one around. Here is the open 3 to cap the break. Lillard's got the lead up to 8 now for the Trailblazers. Clippers have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. And George kicks to Morris. Fires the three. But they get it back. Zubac the pass to Morris. Zubac with it. Outside for George. And again, no good by the Clippers.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered.
Nobody near Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Leonard's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Trailblazers leading by 5. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for the Clippers. Patrick Beverley comes in for Rajon Rondo. McCollum finds Covington. Now Collins. Out to the right wing. Lillard against Beverley. Three-pointer. And it's Lillard missing.
Boy, a forgettable night for him, but thankfully his teammates have played well overall.
Morris dishes to George. Here's Cousins. And it's Portland with the rebound. Lillard outside. Shot, high post. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Lillard's got 5 points so far.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
It's his first trip to the line.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
And we know Patrick Beverley is one of those guys you love having him on your team. But if you're an opponent, you absolutely despise this guy's toughness and the way he embraces the defensive end of the floor. Patrick Beverley has dug it out of the dirt and created a great career.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Here's Morris. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
Boy, that is absolutely gorgeous by DeMarcus Cousins. Run the offense through your big man, and he will find the open man.
And a deep three from Lillard. No good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Well, I think what we see sometimes with DeMarcus Cousins, your greatest strength can be your greatest weakness. When he uses his emotion to be aggressive and intimidating, you love it. He just has to stay under control.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his first foul. 27 seconds left in the third. Here's Powell. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Second chance effort. Here's Cantor. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
It's the size of Cantor that makes him a tough matchup, right? He is so good at finding space inside and forcing the defense to foul him.
And Cantor drops them both. Here's Beverley. Out to Ibaka. Shoots over Cantor. Got a hand on it.
Encouraging to see Cantor trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Ennis.
The third quarter comes to a close. Trailblazers lead by 4. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, this is why great point guard play is so critical in today's NBA, and you see it right there on display.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Setting the floor for the Clippers, we've got Luke Kennard. Marcus Morris is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Patrick Beverley, and it's man in at the small forward position. shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one's on Anthony. First one falls for him. A different look now for Portland. Andre Hollis Jefferson, he's checked in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones comes in for C.J. McCollum. And Norman Powell subbed in for Anthony Simons. Now here's Powell. Outside Anthony. Now Powell. To the inside. Jones. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
And here is Powell. Shoots from the baseline. Morris with the rebound.
Well, this has not been his finest hour, but give your teammates some credit for doing the job of stepping in.
Shot from the low block. And no good. Trying to use the glass. And it's Anthony with the ball for Portland. They lead by 4.
How about the aggressiveness of Andre Hollis Jefferson? Go to work, young man.
On the wing, Morris. Connects from three-point range.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
Pass to Cantor. Outside, Jones. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Los Angeles. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. George with the ball. Leonard on the wing, covered by Anthony. Leonard, no luck. Portland leading by 3. Stolen by George. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Ibaka. 2 free throws coming up. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to make a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Terry Stotts talk to his team during that timeout. His concern was both their inconsistency and their amount of three-point shots. He said, let's move the ball for good shots. If you have an open 3, take it. Otherwise, let's attack the rim and put some pressure on these guys. Kevin?
Such a clutch shooter. This guy lives for these kinds of moments and delivers.
There's the pass to Beverly, and Leonard has it in the corner. Ibaka right side. 5 to shoot. And the Clippers miss again. Portland leading by 3. Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
George looking over the floor. And Beverly kicks to George. From 11 feet away. Good on the shot.
Wow. How about Paul George commanding the basketball when his team needs a basket? Go to work, sir.
Here's Lillard. Three-pointer, and he's good on the 3-ball. Lillard's got 7 points here in this quarter.
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
Pass to Morris. McCollum against George. And Leonard has it in the corner. The shot by George, no good. Now, here's Nurkic. Lillard outside. From deep. Rebound by the Clippers.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
And they've got to be efficient with the clock. Quick score, quick foul.
Morris against Lillard. Morris inside. It counts. And now they trail by just 4.
And that's a clutch bucket by Morris, showing the team they can count on him down the stretch.
Now Lillard. Ends with a big win by Portland in a tight game. It was up for grabs right until David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our